Picture this: four talented professionals at Flipkart, walking away from their secure careers, generous salaries, and the prestige of working at a unicorn company. Their families were confused. Their friends thought they were crazy. Even they weren't entirely sure what they were getting into. But Lalit Keshre, Harsh Jain, Neeraj Singh, and Ishan Bansal saw something that kept them awake at night. In a country of 1.3 billion people, only about 2% were investing in mutual funds. Millions of young Indians were keeping their hard-earned savings in bank accounts, simply because investing seemed too complicated. This is the story of how four dreamers bet everything on a simple idea: that every Indian deserves a chance to grow their wealth. This is the story of Groww, which started with a huge leap of faith. Lalit Keshre, who grew up in a small village in Madhya Pradesh, went on to study at IIT Bombay and became a product manager with a sharp eye for user experience. Harsh Jain, the engineer from IIT Bombay who could solve any technical puzzle. Neeraj Singh, the operations wizard who made everything run smoothly. And Ishan Bansal, the financial mind who understood markets inside out. Together at Flipkart, they had helped millions of Indians shop online, but they wanted to do something bigger. During one of their late-night discussions in a cramped Bangalore cafe, the question came up: why can't investing be as simple as shopping on an app? The traditional investment process was a nightmare. Mountains of paperwork, confusing jargon, hidden fees, and commissioned agents who often pushed products that paid them the most, not what's best for investors. But leaving Flipkart, that was terrifying. Lalit's parents thought he had lost his mind. Walking away now seemed unbelievable. Harsh remembers those early days vividly. They had no customers, no product, no funding. They just had a PowerPoint presentation and a dream. When you say it out loud like that, it sounds insane. But they took the leap. Their vision was crystal clear: create a platform so simple that anyone could start investing with just a few taps on the phone. The reality, much harder than they imagined. Little did they know that they'd have to pivot in order to achieve growth. In 2016, the founders launched their first product, a robo-advisory app. It seemed like a brilliant idea to use algorithms to recommend investments automatically. And yet, it failed completely. 6 months in, they barely had any users. The concept was too advanced for a market that hadn't even started basic investing. Indians weren't ready to trust algorithms with their money when they didn't understand investing itself. The investor rejections came fast and brutal. The founders' savings were draining fast. Months passed with no revenue, no users, and mounting pressure. There was this moment when Neeraj recalls they looked at each other and thought, what if everyone's right? What if we made a massive mistake? But then something shifted. In May 2017, they made a bold decision. Forget robo-advisory and start with something which Indians actually needed but found too complicated: a direct mutual fund distribution platform, first as a web platform. Their target for the first month was a modest 100 customers. Instead, they attracted 600. Their next step was to go out there and find their tribe. While planning their startup, the founders realized that the Indian discount brokerage space already had established players. While these platforms focused largely on active traders in metro cities, there was a fundamental difference between active traders and first-time investors, which the founders decided to shift their focus on. They recognized that millions of young Indians wanted to invest but felt intimidated, underconfident, and unsure where to begin. This wasn't the audience traditional brokerages were building for. Even before launching the product, the founders started a blog in 2016. They shared simple, honest content about investing. No jargon, no sales pitch, just genuine education. Young Indians, hungry for financial knowledge but intimidated by traditional resources, started reading. Through 2016 and 2017, the founders devoted hours to understanding this new generation of consumers and their digital mindset. They analyzed e-commerce apps, food delivery platforms, and social media platforms. And they discovered something crucial. A new generation of consumers wanted investing to feel as simple as online shopping. So they designed it that way. In December 2017, they launched the Groww app. Clean interface, zero commission on mutual funds, paperless account opening, and educational content at every step. While metro-focused platforms continued to dominate active trading, Groww made a deliberate strategic choice. Simplify mutual funds for beginners. Lower risk, simpler to understand, no need to watch the market every day. Perfect for first-time investors who wanted to grow their money slowly and steadily. This was never about competing head-on with established platforms in metro cities. This was about reaching the millions of young Indians in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities who had been completely ignored by traditional financial services. With their audience now in place, the real challenge began: building trust one user at a time. By early 2018, momentum was building. Seed funding came from Y Combinator and CureFit. In January 2019, Sequoia Capital India led a $6.2 million Series A round. The validation felt incredible, but the real work was just beginning. Growth brought new challenges as users grew from thousands to hundreds of thousands. The technical infrastructure groaned under pressure. There were outages, bugs, and angry customers threatening to leave. Harsh remembers one particular night when their servers crashed during market hours. Thousands of users trying to invest, and everything just stopped. The team worked 48 hours straight to fix it. The founders could have cut corners, but they didn't. They hired the best engineers, invested in robust infrastructure, and obsessed over every detail of the user experience. When competitors offered flashy features, Groww stayed focused on simplicity and transparency. They did something radical. They showed users exactly how much they were earning on every transaction. Zero hidden fees. Every cost clearly displayed. In an industry lacking transparency, Groww chose complete transparency. Lalit explained their philosophy simply: we weren't just asking for people's money, we were asking for their trust. And trust you don't demand, you earn every single day. By September 2019, they raised $21.4 million in Series B. In early 2020, responding to user demand, Groww added stock trading, then digital gold, then ETFs, intraday trading, and IPOs. Each addition is carefully considered, each rollout thoughtfully planned. The company was finding its momentum. And then came an explosive moment in 2020. While the world was locked down during the pandemic, something extraordinary happened. Young Indians, stuck at home with time and newfound awareness of financial vulnerability, started investing in large numbers. Groww experienced 200% growth in first-time customers during 2020. By March 2021, they had crossed 1.5 crore users across 900 plus cities. In April 2021, Tiger Global led an $83 million Series D round, catapulting Groww into the unicorn club with a valuation of over $1 billion. By 2023, that valuation had tripled to $3 billion. In small towns across India, people who had never imagined themselves as investors were taking control of their financial futures. By March 2023, Groww had become one of India's most trusted investment platforms with over 5.37 million active users and a 15.09% market share among NSE active clients. But they weren't satisfied. In 2023, Groww acquired Indiabulls Mutual Fund AMC license, allowing them to create and manage their own investment product, a strategic move that strengthened their positions significantly. June 2025 brought another milestone: the launch of W by Groww, a wealth management service targeting affluent users who required expertise and advisory services. The dream of the 6 founders slowly started to come true. By 2025, Groww had become India's largest investment platform with over 12 million active users. They had truly democratized investing for the India that had been left behind. The journey that started with rejection after rejection, with draining savings and sleepless nights, was about to reach a milestone that even the founders hadn't imagined in their wildest dreams. November 12, 2025, the Bombay Stock Exchange, Groww's IPO listing day arrived. The stock opened at a premium, and within just 4 trading sessions, it had nearly doubled. The market capitalization crossed 1 lakh crore rupees. The company that investors once rejected as too late to the market had become one of India's most valuable financial platforms. But here's what made this moment truly special. The 4 friends who had walked away from Flipkart with nothing but a dream had all joined India's billionaire club. Early investors who had believed in them when others didn't. Y Combinator, Sequoia, Ribbit Capital, Tiger Global saw extraordinary returns. From 4 dreamers who left everything behind to become billionaires, empowering millions of Indians to grow their wealth, Groww's journey is a reflection of resilience, vision, and the simple but powerful idea that everyone deserves a chance at a better financial future. What's your dream that everyone says is impossible? What's the vision keeping you awake at night? If you're building something of your own, DeckVice helps startups move faster, grow smarter, and turn bold ideas into real impact. Your growth story starts with the right support. Start it with DeckVice.